Also want to give you a quick update. I have heard from Lieutenant Mike Zullo at the Sheriff Arpaio, Mike Zullo, Cold Case Posse, and the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office investigation of the Obama fraud case. And, of course, I've been keeping you updated on this for years, but for our newer listeners, Mike Zullo and I talk almost every day, and he keeps me apprised and updated on the guts of what's going on, the guts of the case. And he has characterized the case as universe-shattering. Now, you guys know that. We've talked about it. We've written about it. P.P. Simmons has reported on it and written about it. We've talked about it here. I've had Mike Zullo on. He has confirmed that that is the word he is using. That's the word that Arpaio is using, universe-shattering information. And so I was just talking with him yesterday. The information continues to get deeper and deeper. The evidence continues to mount, documented evidence, as well as other evidence that's extremely, what's the word? I'm not at liberty to tell you what all they have, okay? In fact, I can't even hint, but I'm just telling you that he confirmed yesterday that they're still shooting for a March news conference release date of all of this information. Universe shattering. And so people have asked me, well, what do you think? Do you think the news is just going to ignore it this time? Well, I don't know how to predict that. All I can say is, and that's the number one question that's asked of me these days, other than, well, what is it? And, of course, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I just can't. Because it goes to criminal investigations, and that's why. I'm not trying to be secretive. I'm not trying to say, nanny, nanny, boo-boo, I know something that you don't know. I'm saying that it goes to a criminal investigation, and I've been sworn to secrecy, and I'm a man of my word, so that's why I can't tell you. But people have asked me, the number one question besides that is, is the media going to ignore it this time? Well, they could try, but this is so huge. I've got to be careful that I don't say too much, or you'll kind of figure out what it is, but it's so huge that I don't think they're going to be able to ignore it. I mean, it's that big, and if they do try to ignore it, I don't think that the international media will ignore it. In fact, I know they won't. So the international media now, of course, is connected to the internet and connected right back to every household in America. So I mean, there will be an absolute, I don't mean armed revolt, okay? I'm not calling for an armed revolt, but there will be an absolute American revolt if the American media doesn't deal with what comes forward. Because what's going to come forward doesn't really, the birth certificate is going to be a part of it, I imagine. I mean, because that's huge. That is huge. But this is not a birth certificate issue now. I mean, it's gone way. It's because of their investigation into the birth certificate that they were able to turn some corners after they developed some leads, and they turned some deep corners and some of it was because of the Obama bot input. Some of it you heard right here on this show. And once those investigations, people started looking into deeper things and other things and started listening to what some of the Obama bots were saying, there's some clues were given. And once that happened, the snowball began to roll and doors began to open and evidence began to pile up. And that's all I can say about it. So anyway, you're just going to have to hang on, folks. March is the date that they're shooting for. So if you have questions, comments, observations about all of that, if you want to talk about any of that, please feel free to call in.